Welcome to Awakening, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Christian Strang, and welcome to your March 2024 Oracle reading. March is the month when it all begins to shift. Welcome to the energy of expansion that is arriving for all of us. Now, March is, in a biased way, one of my favorite months of the year. It is my divine birthing day, my personal new year. It's also said to be Yeshua's personal new year or divine birthing day from his incarnation here on earth. It is also in Chinese medicine, the wood element time. So we move from the deep contraction, the maximum contraction of winter, and we begin to move into, in the northern hemisphere, into the expansive energy of spring. We're in wood element time. So we're moving into this expansion energy. This is the perfect time to step into your next big step. This is the perfect time to launch that next new thing. This is the perfect time to start to spend more time and energy on outward focused activities and events. This is the perfect time to take all of that deep inner work that you've been doing over the maximum contraction months of winter and begin to now birth new creations, new aspects of yourself. And so this is a time of possibility and expansion, and really the time when the collective new year begins. So we are moving into, as you know from listening to me over many, many years, we are moving into the next collective golden age. And my understanding is that the collective golden age, the new year, will really start in the month of March at that spring equinox time. So we are in those early stages of budding and blossoming and having the opportunity to really step into expansion. So it's a very, very exciting time for all of us. And if you feel called, you may want to refer back to our January podcast where we break down more of the whole New Year conversation and the fact that we have a collective New Year and we have a personal New Year and then we have an artificial matrix New Year, and how you can really navigate those timeline points to support you in living your highest path. Now, of course, this is the invitation for you. The invitation for you at this time in your incarnation, now I'm going bigger than seasonal, the invitation for you at this time in consciousness is to really collapse the lower timelines of your many life streams and step into the highest expression, the most authentic, the truest expression of who you really are. And you might notice, as I have, that with that invitation and that opportunity, we see a lot of choices being made by souls to actually activate the lower timelines. And actually, they're collapsing into the lower timelines. Some of us might say the lowest timeline available to them. So there is a lot of that. Again, we're seeing this playing out of duality in the artificial matrix, and we're seeing people around us and people in our lives and maybe people in a broader context who are at these amazing choice points, and many souls are either choosing their highest timeline or they're choosing, I want to say, the lowest, because that's what it appears like when I see what's happening with many. So you may be aware of that. So I'm most likely just validating and confirming what you have kind of been already noticing is happening. So what do you do in a situation like this? Well, it's really important that you don't let those choosing the lowest timeline drag you into also choosing a lower timeline. So this is when we really have to use our will, our focus, our intention, our willpower. What is willpower? It is our free will choice to empower ourselves to a higher experience of life, a more connected to the divine experience of life. So this is a time and again, I'm not talking seasonally right now. This is a time, I don't know how long this is going to last, but this time when you can choose your highest timeline and collapse the lower timelines. Now, how do you collapse lower timelines? You do your work. You do your healing work. You're doing work on deprogramming the subconscious mind. You're meditating daily. You're eating organic superfood nutrition. So the toxins from all the various toxins are not throwing your pineal, taking your pineal offline. Your pineal is what your spiritual download center that really helps your physical body, helps you stay connected to source. So this is a time where you're going to have to work and put more effort into staying connected to your higher trajectory, because there is such a collapsing of lower timelines and so many souls who may be choosing the lower timelines. And it's very important who we spend time with, who we're having conversations with, who we are really connecting with at this time, because we risk, and this is the risk when we incarnate on earth, we risk if we're hanging around with the lower vibes, if we're hanging around with the energies who are not choosing a higher timeline, we will be affected by that. So you really want to make sure that you're checking who you're connected with, who you're spending time with, what media you're taking in, what books you're reading, what podcasts, oh my goodness, there's so many podcasts, what podcasts you're listening to, because we are at such a crucial time in our incarnation. And now, why is that crucial? Because what you choose determines not only the outcome for your soul, but for your ancestral lineage. And because you are part of the collective soul, what you choose affects the collective timeline as well. So we have this incredible opportunity here to make choices that really connect us to source, connect us to the divine, keep our temple as, radiant as possible. And that temple includes our mind, the temple of our mind. So with that thought, we are going to roll into Live Like You're on Vacation. That's our oracle that your March 2024 oracle reading is coming from. But before I read this incredible transmission to you, I want to invite you to something brand new I'm doing in the month of expansion and launching. And it is the Step Into Your Gifts as a Spiritual Healer in 2024 free masterclass. So I have not led a free masterclass for everyone, for the public, in years and years and years. Time is weird, right? So I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's been a long time. Anyway, Mary and the team said it was time. So Step Into Your Gifts as a Spiritual Healer in 2024 is taking place on March 11th at 11 a.m. Pacific. We're always utilizing as many portals to higher consciousness as we can. So we know 11 is a master number of divine alignment, connects us to source. And we've got 1111. We're in a portal of higher consciousness. So if you feel resonance to stepping into your gifts as a spiritual healer, whether you're already working in the helping sectors, or you've been thinking about it, or it's something that's been popping in for you, or you've been working in the healing sector as a spiritual healer, and you're curious about how you can take things to the next level in 2024, please join us March 11th at 11:11 a.m. Pacific. There will be a link in the show notes for this. You can also go to sacred-spirituality.org, and I will have a registration link for you there. Totally free to register, and all those who register will also have access to an on-demand replay as well. So it is time, my dears. We are really going into such an expansive time. Speaking of choosing your highest timeline or your lower timeline, the highest timeline is going to be stepping into your spiritual gifts. So if you really feel the alignment to collapsing your lower timelines and stepping into your higher timeline, join us for this free masterclass March 11th at 11:11 a.m. Pacific. Step into your gifts as a spiritual healer in 2024. If you watched my latest YouTube video, which is also one of our podcast episodes, we are in this next 5-year cycle that is really, really important for setting the tone, setting the frequency for the next collective golden age. I know myself and my spiritual team were being quite ambitious for the collective. We'd love to see the collective step into the golden age 2030 to 2035, 2036. We'd love to see it happen sometime in that time frame. But what we do now and what we do over the next 5 years individually and thus collectively will determine how that all unfolds. So with that, let's step into your oracle reading. Again, it comes from our oracle, Live Like You're on Vacation. Me and a hula hoop. You only know what this means if you've seen the cover of this book. I don't know why I thought, yes, photo shoot on the beach. What do I need as a prop? I need a hula hoop. In any event, here we go, my dears. Let's go into your oracle reading. It comes from, let's see if I can get this for you. It comes from the transmission called Find the Flow in Relating. So you're going to love this. This is your assignment, your spiritual assignment for the month of March in the year that we call 2024. We say, our dear ones, you are the first and primary relationship that you are here to have. To fully integrate your body, mind, and spirit, you must become the love, the joy, the bliss that you seek. And at times, no one around you, for miles on end perhaps, is a match to that. Which means you may be what you call alone, but not alone in the sense that when you are who you really are, you are surrounded by legions of angels and guides of the highest light. You are surrounded with source energy beaming down upon you. Take a nice deep breath here. If you can, just allow yourself to feel that support from the legions of angels and guides of the highest light, as well as Source herself, that are with you in this now moment. I'll continue with the transmission here. Christian walks down the street and people and babies and animals are saying, hey, and staring and running up to her. And she thinks, is it okay that I'm alone a lot of the time because this one and this karmic unfolding and that karmic unfolding have happened in my life, so it's just me right now? And we say, absolutely. And remembering that in your aloneness, you are never alone. For you cannot ever be alone. For we are with you everywhere. We're sitting on that chair across from you. We're brushing that hair out of your face. We're kissing you softly on your forehead. You cannot make those in your life or those around you behave as you would like. But you can get curious, and you can ask to be shown and be guided. You can ask to be shown and be guided to the deeper understanding of the dynamics present in your life. Ask Source, ask your spirit team, ask us to bring you the understanding. And like we did for Christian, we will bring you the articles and the links and the conversations and the books, all that will shine light on what you need to know about those dynamics and your evolutionary path. And we tell you, if you're trying, as Christian was, to get people to be somewhere they cannot possibly be, please stop. Bless them with love, and then ask your connection to who you really are, what the best next step is for you on your path. If you're desiring more connections or deeper or greater connections, ask for them and trust that they will show up. And they will occur at the perfect divine time. And if they are not occurring, it is simply because they are not meant to occur. It's because you need time to anchor into yourself more fully, to anchor more fully into your connection with spirit, to all that is. And that is the most beautiful way that you could ever spend your time. For those of you that are with others, and they may be acting in a manner that does not seem to serve you, or themselves for that matter, or the highest good for you, you can set your boundaries. You can make your requests. You can say, I'm not available for this conversation or this thing or that thing that you're bringing. Let's find the win-win where we can both meet up on a topic or an activity that aligns for us. Sometimes the win-win is going in separate spaces until your vibrations line up again. And that's okay. That's beautiful. It's divine. And other times it'll be so easy to find where you do line up, where you do have the ability to align more fully. And when you do, we say go with it. Marinate in it. Enjoy every drop of it. Dear ones, the others around you are here for you, whether they are what you call aggravating or they're lighting you up. Those ones that have come to Christian showing up in a way of wanting or desiring something from her, and that is their main impetus for wanting to be close to her. They are showing up to support her and evolving what desires to be evolved forward from long ago. They are supporting her just like those showing up for you are supporting you in righting what is needed to be righted by showing up for it with love, with blessings, and with boundaries. However another is showing up for you, just know there's always some part of it that is for you. And you can find the way to better understand the dynamics and then line up with them, or take a breather from them until greater alignment occurs. It can all be in flow in this way, and never must discord be your only option. There is always a way to find the relational flow. And so it is. It is so. Take a nice deep breath there, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of your mouth. So your spiritual assignment for the month of March is to find the relational flow in your life. If something's not aligning for you, don't hesitate to set a boundary if you need to and find where the alignment is. That alignment might be in being alone more of the time. That alignment might be spending time with new souls that are, and by new, I mean new to your experience, or it might be something altogether different. But you can always find the flow. Always the flow, the relational flow is available to you. You get to choose where to set boundaries, where to adjust, and know that whether you find yourself quote unquote alone or surrounded by others, if you're staying true to what you know deep within you is really serving you and living your highest timeline, you will be blessed, you will be rewarded, you will have an exceptional experience. So nice deep breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Take that spiritual assignment for the month of March into your meditation and prayer time and just notice. And you may want to come back to this oracle reading throughout the month of March. I find that really helpful because there's so much information that can come to us at various times. It can be really helpful to dip back into the oracle readings throughout the month to stay connected to the divine guidance from Source to bless your experience. If you found this podcast episode helpful or inspiring or beneficial, please consider sharing it with those in your swirl on social media, forwarding it to someone you love. If this podcast inspired you, please consider making a donation in the amount your spirit guides you to. You can go to sacred-spirituality.org, click on the podcast button, and you will find the information there to do so. And if you are one with gifts as a spiritual healer, or you think you might have gifts as a spiritual healer, or you feel a strong desire to step out of the old paradigms of businessing and jobs and making money and stepping into the new paradigm that we are working our way into, then please consider joining us for Step Into Your Spiritual Gifts. Step Into Your Gifts as a Spiritual Healer on March 11th at 11:11 a.m. You can find the link to register for free in the show notes and also on the front page of my website, sacred-spirituality.org. Thank you so much for listening and for being here with me today. It is such an honor and such a joy and such a wow that I get to do this with you. And I am so grateful for all of you who are resonating at the frequency that I am sharing at, because this path is immense and incredible, and we are doing it together. I love you. I'm so grateful for your presence on earth. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As always, I'm your host, Dr. Christian Strang, and this has been Awakening, the podcast.